It's Nolan. Good evening, beautiful people. It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome to another episode of J Nolan News. Hey, make sure you get your popcorn, get you some drinks, get you some snacks. We're going to be here for a little minute breaking down the industry's reaction to these new Diddy allegations, okay? Now, as y'all know, we went over this yesterday. Music producer Lil Rod came out with a 70-plus page lawsuit filled with allegations against Diddy, Love Records, Motown Records, and Universal Music Group, basically putting them all together as a RICO, some sort of some sort of gang, not gang, but some sort of, group economics crime syndicate, right? Basically stating that they've been funding Diddy to have different parties, studio sessions that led up to the Love album, where Lil Rod actually produced on 9 songs. He actually worked as an engineer in the studio. He also played bass and guitar and piano on some of the records. He said that he was not paid or compensated for 13 months of his work. He said that Diddy promised him in the upwards of $29,000 for 13 months of work. He said he would have accepted $50,000 plus any back-end royalties on publishing that he would have been entitled to. However, he's been cut out of that paperwork, which means that he will have no money coming. He was also cut out of all of the Grammy nominations and stuff that he was supposed to have been a part of just, when the Grammys took place about a month ago. So it's kind of like he did all of this work and was subsequently erased from the history, which prompted him to come out about a month ago and tell his story. Now, when he first came out, he only kept it strictly business. He kept it strictly music. But now that his lawsuit has hit the net, we see that there's a lot of prostitution. There's a lot of underage women allegedly in the P. Diddy camp, right? Coming to studio sessions, going to parties. There's a lot of drugs such as ecstasy and Molly and different party drugs, laced drinks. Young Miami's cousin, which is a female, she allegedly tried to force herself on him, tried to force oral sex on him. He pushed her off and didn't want to engage. He also threw Cuba Gooding Jr. in the mix and said that Cuba Gooding was rubbing on his shoulders, rubbing on his genitalia and legs. To which he also rejected his advances. Other people that were mentioned in the lawsuit with their names redacted, people think it is Meek Mill. We're going to talk about the Meek Mill situation in just a few moments. People believe that Chris Brown may have been implicated in some underage type of dealings with women in the lawsuit. There's also reference to another R&B singer who people are purporting to be Usher because of his Super Bowl performance, which was mentioned, and his Las Vegas residency. He also is being pointed at as someone who might have dealt with minors and or prostitutes in concert with Diddy. Okay, just giving y'all a quick refresher course before we get into the industry reacting to this. This is a bombshell lawsuit. Lil Rod is suing for over $30 million in damages because all of the embarrassment. People have been playing with his booty. People have been playing with his neck, playing with his nuts and stuff like that. He himself is a Christian man. He is completely heterosexual, so he does not enjoy engaging in any sort of homosexual activity. However, during the 13 months that he was allegedly with P. Diddy making music and traveling from New York to LA to Miami to the US Virgin Islands, he was subjected to all of this various treatment. Plus, he was sent out on missions to actually have to recruit prostitutes to come party with them, which also was against his will. I know that was a mouthful in itself, but that's just a quick refresher course before we start getting into what is new on the horizon. Okay? Excuse me. Now, as it relates to Meek Mill in this situation, he doesn't play a big part in the lawsuit. However, DJ Akademiks did come online today and investigate some of the lawsuit himself. He saw the parts that made mention to a Philadelphia rapper that was known for, having a relationship with quote unquote female rapper Nicki Minaj. It wasn't goddamn Safari. Safari ain't from the Philly, right? So when he started to investigate further and try to understand what the hell Meek Mill had going on, because in the thing it said, I think Meek Mill may have partaken in some homoerotic activity in the studio with Diddy and his friends. DJ Akademiks was a little bit confused. Now, with him addressing that, Meek Mill went on Twitter. He was very offended. So some threats have been spewed from Meek Mill in DJ Akademiks' direction. I typically don't agree with Akademiks. I've criticized him very openly on my channel. But in this situation, I mean, what do you expect the man to say? You're being implicated in somebody's lawsuit. They saying to somebody that you might have been a booty warrior of some sort, which is no shame if that's the type of life you live. And they're trying to say that you was also dealing with prostitutes and underage women. I'm sure nobody wants that on their stripes, but that's what's in the lawsuit. We can't change it. That's what Lil Rod and his legal team reported. We can only react and speak on what is being put out. All right. So let me get to the actual DJ Akademiks footage to hear what he had to say. Boom.
He did not. It did not say Meek Mill name. Wait. Oh, hold up. Never mind. Wait, what the fuck? I forgot. Look, Mr. Combs informed Mr. Jones that he had engaged in sexual intercourse with rapper 5. That's redacted. Look, 5. He's a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. Yo, Meek, we were playing around with that Michael Rubin shit. But if you don't, you've been tweeting about you've been tweeting about everything on planet Earth. If you don't get a Twitter rant saying you about to get Lil Rod killed, you about to shoot up his block, blow his mama's house up, this nigga is saying that you and Diddy were fornicating. What the fuck? Meek? He did not. It did not say Meek no name.
Oh shit. Oh man, Akademiks didn't pull no punches on that. He said what he was supposed to say though. I mean, in the lawsuit, it is said in plain King's English, number 5, Philadelphia rapper had a relationship with Nicki Minaj. It was very direct. God damn. So Meek Mill came and responded to Akademiks' reaction. He says, "The way you niggas coming on the sick now." What? "I can't wait to meet Akademiks, LOL. They know I drop tomorrow. This they damage control. This net getting too weird." So initially Meek Mill took a weird play, basically trying to make it seem like DJ Akademiks made up this lawsuit out of thin air with his name in it or with his likeness in it to try to embarrass you from dropping a new song. Don't nobody know you got some music dropping, nigga. You're not signed to no label. You're not signed to anybody of sort that we're still checking for. Your music is only really dropping on SoundCloud and YouTube these days. You haven't had any official drops other than the album with Rick Ross that y'all did. So let's not act like people know that you dropping. Let's not act like you're highly anticipated. I actually like you a lot, Meek Mill, as far as a rapper, as far as a lyricist, and as far as your talent. But you decided to drop all your management. You decided to leave every label that you were associated with. You are 100% independent artist, which means that you no longer have any more marketing, any backing, any promotion. You're literally just posting links online, which is very easy to miss because you don't have the firepower with you. You don't got Rock Nation no more. You don't got MMG no more. Dream Chasers, hell, last time we spoke about Dream Chasers on this channel, you just dropped one of your artists because he was allegedly abusive to his baby mama, and you dropped him from the label. So it's not like you got a lot going on, okay? DJ Akademiks wasn't trying to sabotage your release. Nobody knew it was coming. Now, Meek Mill then comes and says, "Bitch ass niggas ain't gonna play no games with me. They trying to do damage control. The same thing they almost tricked y'all with Lil Baby. No, nobody's doing damage control with you, brother. You're in the lawsuit. You might want to go on Google. You might want to go try to get the PDF for yourself. You might want to do some research on this situation, nigga, because Lil Rod don't know you. DJ Akademiks don't know you, and DJ Akademiks ain't the one that drafted this shit up. He damn sure ain't smart enough to draft up no goddamn 70-page lawsuit by his goddamn self and submit it to the state of New York. Get your shit together." Meek Mill then comes back and says, "I'm from Philly. I don't do coke or freaky ass Molly. Nobody won't even offer me coke because I'm that heavy." Now, sir, were you not addicted to pills? Were you not addicted to, I thought you was on Percocets and stuff like that. I mean, it may not be as freaky as Molly, but you had a pill addiction. You was taking lean and doing other shit like that. So how you gonna try to act today like, oh, nobody would never offer me nothing because I'm that thorough? No, nigga. You was the one, you was pills and potions with Nicki Minaj. Y'all both was addicted. I think you tried to blame her for turning you out onto the shit, if I'm not mistaken. But now all of a sudden you too thorough for anybody to want to offer you drugs. Nah, nigga. Once a fiend, always a fiend in certain people's eyes. And I'm not saying you a fiend, but you came out and addressed your addiction. Not shaming you for it neither. He says, no man or what would ever approach me about gay activity and the whole place don't get flipped. Woke up seeing this on every blog like they know I'm coming. Again, nobody gives a fuck about your song, bro. You can't weasel your way out of this situation with your goddamn song. It's not going to be on nobody's radio. It's not going to be on nobody's Pandora mix. It's not going to be on nobody's Spotify notifications, bro. Yo, you need to address this shit head on. Hey, if you just want to say, I don't do no fucking Molly, no none of that shit. I don't know what the fuck Diddy got going on, but I wasn't a part of that. You need to explicitly come say that in plain English, my nigga. Stop deflecting. He then continues to go in on Akademiks, though. He says he's an alcoholic with no life talking to kids on a computer. Normal kids watch Kai, Aiden, Wallow, Gilly. You a sick old black man with no life achievements trying to destroy black men because you envy us as men. You see what type of shots he's taking at this guy? I typically don't even like DJ Akademiks. I've said some harmful, well, not harmful, but some mean shit toward his ass. But this is not within reason. Like, I understand you may be offended. I understand you may not like what he had to say, but he didn't say a whole lot about you. He just said you need to address this and clear this shit up. I don't see where the harm is in that. Yes, DJ Akademiks is an alcoholic. Excuse me. Yes, DJ Akademiks does get online and talk to kids on a computer. However, I don't see how you can hoist up DJ Akademiks. Excuse me. I don't see how you can tear down DJ Akademiks and then hoist up Kai Cenat in the same breath. They sit online and pretty much do the same thing. They react to music. They talk about what's going on in the world. And they play games from time to time. Aiden Ross, do you even know Aiden Ross like that? Because he's got more controversy on him lately than DJ Akademiks. It's pretty much equal. You want to talk about Wallow and Gilly? Wallow and Gilly are not streamers. They do interviews, right? They're a podcast, $1 million worth of game. We all know this, right? He continues, Akademiks and alcoholic fully powered by the white man. Who you think posting that on every website? They be so mad they can't stop his few groups. Again, just taking the most idiotic play that you could possibly take. I believe DJ Akademiks was recently dropped from his podcast deal with Spotify. Only white man that was behind DJ Akademiks was Spotify. They tried to get some type of remnants of Joe Budden energy ever since, the things went sour with him. But they dropped his ass recently, within the last year or so. So Akademiks is actually 100%, 100% independent, if I'm not mistaken. He just streams. He does his thing a couple times per week. I don't watch his streams, but he gets on Rumble. He has people that fund what he does. They send donations, right? Like, it's not fucking rocket science what he does. It's the same shit your boy Kai is doing, Aiden. You know what I'm saying? It's the same shit. Now, if you don't like Akademiks, I understand it. I'm not even mad at you for shitting on him. But to keep acting like somebody gives a fuck about your single that nobody knew was coming is straight asinine. He continues again. Akademiks, didn't I tell you stop playing with my name? I don't know what I'm going to do when I actually see you. It's gonna have a combination to it though. So now he's saying he finna 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 piece this nigga Akademiks up whenever he see him. You've had so many opportunities since the pandemic to try to 4, 5, 6 piece Akademiks. Y'all niggas had so many back and forths on Clubhouse during the pandemic when everything was real, when niggas was really on that pull up type of timing, when niggas wanted to argue online, when niggas was getting online, spreading rumors and having their issues. Yeah, it was you, it was 21 Savage, it was DJ Akademiks, it was Whack 100. I remember this shit vividly because I was very tuned in. I didn't even like being on Clubhouse, but I would listen to y'all niggas argue for hours about dumb shit. Now all of a sudden you trying to act like you really want to pull up on this boy. Ain't nobody pulled up on Akademiks yet. Ain't nobody laid a finger on this nigga yet. Ain't nobody showed up to his motherfucking headquarters yet. And he's still able to move about freely, more freely than fucking Charleston White, and ain't nobody did shit. So all the tough talk is going to have to cease. You need to figure out how to get your lawyer to tough talk and get your name removed for this motherfucking lawsuit if you really care about your well-being. Now, DJ Akademiks comes back and he, tried to shoot Meek Mill some bail. Surprisingly, he doesn't do that for a lot of people. This just goes to show you how much he actually cares and likes Meek Mill as an artist. He says, LOL. Honestly, I don't even think Meek gay. But it's weird as fuck he got on Elon Musk's Twitter to blame me for what a lawsuit said and promote a song. LOL, dog. You know you can just say, quote unquote, that's not true. They're lying. Bruh done dropped his trailer more times than a SoundCloud link, like he trying to use it as promo. LOL, that's odd to me. And I think that's very odd to myself as well. Like, you're taking this play talking about your song when your name is in a P. Diddy lawsuit talking about gay activity, right? Prostitution, underage sex workers, underage women being fed liquor and drugs, right? But yet you're still online talking about your song that's dropping tomorrow. It will be in your best interest not to drop that song. Or you could drop the song and try to divert people's attention, try to get a bop off or whatever, try to get your fan base to listen to the music, watch the music video or whatever it is. That's, you know what I mean? If that's how you want to do it, that's how you want to do it. But for those of us that have actually seen the lawsuit for what it is, those of us that are paying attention to the blogs and the content pages, this story is not going nowhere. All right? So you could drop all the songs you want, Meek. It's not going to help you. We got to be 100% honest with you. And I think honesty is the best policy for you because you played this shit all wrong. Again, I'm not saying you supposed to like DJ Akademiks or agree with DJ Akademiks when it comes to your name, but I think you should have done your extra research to try to figure out what the fuck's going on. Then Meek Mill comes back, and at a certain point, I think he does actually, he says, somebody send me the actual lawsuit. These blogs making y'all look stupid for today. Yeah, you probably should have asked a manager or somebody close to you to send you the lawsuit off rip once your name got involved, because you out here looking real sad, down bad, and unglad, my nigga. You need to get your shit together, okay? Now, moving forward, we've addressed DJ Akademiks. We've addressed Meek Mill. Now, let's get into Columbus Short. Now, about a month ago, Columbus Short came out with a story saying that Diddy was trying to groom him to come to his hotel room, and people were trying to understand what the fuck was going on. Well, there's a new interview out here where Columbus Short doubles down on that exact same story, goes in detail for about 10 minutes. So we're going to talk about that. Then we're going to get into Miss Tiffany Red. As y'all know, we spoke about Tiffany Red about a week ago on my channel when she was talking about Beyonce, and she said that this Act 2 Renaissance project or whatever it's going to be would be nice if she actually gave full credit to her songwriters and paid her songwriters rather than taking all of the credit and all the money. That was a very controversial take from Tiffany Red. I tried to give you guys a lot of context on what she does, what her organization does within the music industry. However, Miss Tiffany Red today has come out and said that she's also going to be suing Diddy in the coming weeks. So stay tuned. We're going to get through Columbus Short and his allegations first and his whole grooming story. But this is piping hot off the presses with Tiffany Red. So make sure y'all stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. We're going to get to it. This is the new information that just dropped within the last hour. All right, but let's get to Columbus Short first.
Phone ring is an unknown number. I don't answer unknown numbers. But, you know, my wife looking at me like, yeah.
Who is that?
Pick that up.
I want to know about this.
So I put it on speaker.
Yeah.
I picked it up. I say, who is this? It's Sean. I'm like, Sean? It's Puff. I'm like, oh, what's good?
You talking low like that?
Talking low. So I was like, hey, what's good? I said, what's cracking? He said, we didn't see you tonight at the BET Awards. We didn't see you tonight. He said,
he checking in.
He said, what you doing? I was like, oh man, I'm at the crib. He said, oh yeah, we over here at the he said, I'm over here at the Beverly Hills Hotel.
Now, first thing that I'm trying to understand is why Columbus Short and Diddy are having a late night conversation of this sort, talking about I ain't see you at the BET Awards. Nigga, what you was looking for me for? When was we that close? When did we get that tight, my nigga? When was we hanging tough like that? What gave you the impression that I wanted to see your motherfucking ass at the BET Awards for you to be calling me at 4 a.m. talking about you at the hotel? Why are you so comfortable making this phone call? This shit is strange to me.
I said, oh, for real? So who over there? Just me.
What the fuck part of the game is that?
Phone ring is an unknown number.
One-on-one. Yeah, we gon' talk.
When I did Stomp the Yard, it was #1 2 weekends in a row, and the second weekend I was like experiencing, phone calls. I'm getting movie offers, and
Right.
all these things that's kind of happening. And one day, I got a phone call, unknown number. I answered it, and it was Diddy. And I was like, fanboyed out. Like, what? He's like, man, I'm a big fan, man. You killed that movie, boo, boo, boo. Hey, I heard you coming to New York next week to do 106th and Park. Hey, pull up at the Sandra store. You can get whatever you want. Like, boom, go out there, go up there and look fresh, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, Diddy's looking out for me, man. I never met him when I got to New York. I just went to the Sandra store, and they was like, opened up the gates for me. I geared up, boom, boom, boom. Never met him when I was there for those couple days. Then, that was January. February, because Stomp came out January 17, 2007. So February was All-Star in Vegas that year, 2007. Never forget it. So went to the All-Star game. It's crazy. And then my boys, my partners, they roll with Diddy tough. There was the band for Bad Boy for a long time. They're like, hey man, Diddy said you could come to the Palms. He's having an after party. He had the big one with the pool.
Yeah. I've been in that one. I've been in that one.
So, I went up there.
That's a little fishy to me. Y'all done been to these houses. Y'all done been to these parties and stuff like that. What y'all done seen? What y'all withholding? What's the information that y'all got? Y'all niggas out here fishing for answers. What answers you got, motherfucker? Y'all niggas interviewing and shit seem like y'all know a little details about what be going on behind the scenes too. We need to bring y'all to the motherfucking front. Maybe y'all need to write a couple things on a chalkboard, right? Let's continue.
Packed. Niggas was in the lobby for lines trying to get in. They was just security me through. And Diddy was just, so this went on for about a year. Any parties he had,
He would go.
I didn't know that there was other parties.
Yeah. You wasn't at them parties.
I wasn't at those parties.
Okay.
I was at the big party.
The big.
And then Diddy called me one day after I did Cadillac Records. He came to the premiere of Cadillac Records in New York. And he was like, man, you killed that. He said, I'm up for this movie or this show. It was a movie, Raisin in the Sun.
Yeah.
He's like, I need an acting coach, man. So I put him with my acting coach that I had since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And he my acting coach, big shout out, Josh Patan, wonderful, phenomenal acting coach. And he started working with him. Then Diddy was on a series for a little bit, and then he was working. So he was always looking out. So I think it was just now, looking back, it's like the groomage. Right?
Yeah.
So I was the BET Awards were happening in town. I didn't go because I wasn't nominated. So I'm like, I'm not going. I'm not nominated. You know what I mean? I'm just sitting my black behind at the crib. So about 2:30 in the morning, 2:15, 2:30 in the morning, phone rings. This is unknown number. I don't answer unknown numbers, but my wife looking at me like.
Yeah.
Who is that?
Pick that up.
I want to know about this.
So and put it on speaker.
Yeah.
Boom, picked it up. I say, who is this? It's Sean. I'm like, Sean? It's Puff. I'm like, oh, what's good?
Talking low like that?
Talking low. So I was like, hey, what's good? I said, what's cracking? He said, we didn't see you tonight at the BET Awards. We didn't see you tonight. He said,
He checking in.
He said, what you doing? I was like, oh man, I'm at the crib. He said, oh yeah, we over here at the he said, I'm over here at the Beverly Hills Hotel. I said, oh, for real? I said, who over there? Just me.
What? Come on, man. That man ain't saying. You serious?
He said, just me. So my wife, I'm over here on the suspect list.
What the hell?
So I'm like, nah, man, I'm in bed, bro. I'm good. He's like, and just hung up.
But
and then,
did he ever give you signs?
No.
Did you ever give him any sign, any reason?
No, nothing whatsoever. So I'm like, man, but now I got smoke in my house. So my wife looking at me like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't know. This man just called me. Like, and I don't know what's going on. So anyway, people, when I posted that on IG, people was like, the comments was like, but did you go? Because I left it. You did. They was like,
right.
did
You did
go?
leave it like in
And I'm
limbo.
like, I got to respond to this. But I was like, the only way people really listen is if you said, they listen to Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle say some shit they know is fact. I was like, hell no, I didn't go. It's crazy. It's ridiculous what I look like going to a grown man's hotel room in the middle of the night. It's ridiculous. Anything's possible with this man. Like Kevin Garnett winning the NBA championships. Anything's possible. I wasn't playing those games with P. Diddy that night. It could have changed everything.
Damn, man.
So you were not surprised when all of this came out in the open at
No,
all?
I wasn't, because I have, as I gotten further deeper into the game, people talk. So I would hear stories, but I never saw nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I can't be like...
Yeah, because you didn't go to those other parties.
Yeah, I didn't know there's after party.
You didn't go to that hotel that night.
I didn't go to that goddamn hotel.
That's the part.
I put that for Lord.
So, like, have you seen him since that happened?
No,
Have you spoke to him since that happened?
I did. Okay, so I did see some things.
What'd you see?
One time, and I did not. I escaped. Well, it's not. That sounds dramatic, but But I was. I thought. I'm an arts kid, so let me give some context. Growing up in art school, in high school, it was the first time I saw like men, like boys, like they were like we was in junior year, like going together, like holding hands in school and kissing and stuff. I was like, but I didn't want to judge them. They were talented. You know what I mean? And so there was this understanding and what is it called? Just non-judgment about it.
Yeah.
So I was always been, non-judgment about people's sexuality. But, people that you've seen that you would not assume, doing compromising things.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Booed up. You my brother. I ain't gonna boo up with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You my brother.
Because in public you don't do this.
We ain't never gonna be sitting too close on the couch.
No.
If me and you just want to go catch a Marvel movie, nigga, we gotta have a seat in the middle.
Oh yeah, for sure. We're not even at the same popcorn. We're not even at the same popcorn bag,
bro.
No popcorn with you. We're not sharing popcorn.
We gonna have to have a seat in the middle. Okay.
Now, sharing popcorn is a little excessive, man. I mean, as a grown man, if you can't get your own popcorn, might not be the best day for you to go to the movies. But if you tight with your homie and y'all just happen to share a thing of popcorn, and you know what I'm saying, especially if you in a lower economic situation, you coming from a tougher background, or maybe you kind of young or whatever the case may be, that's still plausible. There ain't nothing wrong with goddamn pulling from the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Now, unless you're talking about COVID and germs and stuff like that, you know what I mean? You want to be a little bit more cautious, but y'all ain't got to take it that far. You know what I'm saying? You and your homie can share a bowl of goddamn popcorn. Ain't nobody going to call you gay for that. But I understand, based on the context of the conversation, why y'all might say that. So that's Columbus Short talking about Diddy, saying how he called him at 2:30 in the morning, inviting him to a hotel, which he did not go to, but it did cause a rift in his household because his wife was trying to understand why the hell this nigga Diddy calling you at this time of night at a hotel by himself, inviting you out. What the fuck is going on? What kind of signals have you been giving this nigga? What type of games are afoot? What types of games are being played? How's it going down? You know what I mean? So, Diddy, you out here trying to fuck up people's households, dog. Then the nigga ain't even really know you that well. Nigga, I gave you an acting coach. You know what I'm saying? You congratulated me on Stomp the Yard, all that good type shit. What the fuck is you on, my nigga? I'm good. Take that shit elsewhere. You need to be at 2:30, nigga. You need to be calling your sure shots at 2:30. Motherfuckers that you already done laid and slayed and played with is a 2:30 call, my nigga. Not some fresh meat like, oh, let me see what Columbus Short doing. Nigga, I'm with my wife, G, and I'm not coming out nowhere. The fuck wrong with you? Now, if you call my shit again, we gonna be flipping some motherfucking furniture next time I sees you. Okay? Now, let's get to Hitmaka. I forgot to mention Hitmaka. He actually went on the Joe Budden podcast recently and talked about how Diddy actually sabotaged his entire situation. Youngberg, aka Hitmaka, was actually supposed to produce some music on the Love album for and with Diddy. However, it seems once he started bringing his music to the table, Diddy actually started poaching people from Hitmaka's camp, basically going around, because as we know, Hitmaka does not make beats on his own. He's a co-producer. He's kind of like Diddy in that regard, where he can tell you the idea. He may come up with the melody. He may come up with something on an MPC, like a drum pattern or something like that. But more times than not, once he comes up with the skeleton of the idea, he passes it on to another producer to finish up the idea. So he started sending Diddy actual tracks and beats and reference tracks with vocals on it. One of the artists that was on those demos by the name of Jazzy. Diddy ended up poaching Jazzy from Hitmaka, signing Jazzy to, I guess, Love Records, and she made quite a few appearances on the Love album, right? She was a new artist, brand new artist, independent at the time, and Diddy snatched her up. I'm sure she didn't know any better. I'm sure if she saw all of this coming down in the pipeline, she probably wouldn't have signed with him. It's not her fault necessarily, but this shit is going to have some very serious ramifications for those that are in his circle if this thing goes all the way. Now, let's get into Hitmaka talking about how all this thing played out. Then we're going to get to Tiffany Red and her brand new information that just came out today. Stick with me, stay with me, stay with me.
This nigga Puff is.
What happened?
So look.
What he did?
So Puff hit me. He like, yo, I'm doing an R&B album. I need you. You know, you the guy. You know, it's gonna be London on the track, you and me, and I think that we should do everything together. Blah blah blah. Say less. Send me some joints. I sent him a 10 clip. It's crazy shit. I think that one was in it, a bunch of stuff or whatever. And he was like, he hit me back like, man, it feel like I want that Berg shit. I'm like, stop trying to be me. Like it sound like you trying to do what I do. Like nigga, send me some different
nigga.
shit. Da 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 da.
Get off my dick.
So I didn't send him nothing, right? I was like, fuck it. Next thing I know, the nigga reached out. They deciphered my records and reached out to everybody that I collaborated with and dissected me from the situation. So he's calling Cardiac to his house like, you need to be one.
Now, y'all probably don't know who Cardiac is, but Cardiac is a producer from Philly, if I'm not mistaken. Cardiac Flatline, he's produced for Meek Mill. He's produced a lot of records for Rick Ross. He's produced for artists like Wale, MMG. I believe Cardiac may have even produced some stuff for like Memphis Bleak. Maybe sent some joints to Jay-Z. I don't think anything that he produced actually came out. No. What It Feels Like, featuring Jay-Z and Nipsey on it. I think that was like a Hit Boy Cardiac collaboration. So although y'all don't know who Cardiac is, he's got a lot of big placements in the game. Very talented. Makes like soulful music type of thing. Boom.
One of the hitmen and this, that, and third.
Yeah.
Next thing I look up, Eric Bellinger is in the Bahamas with motherfucking Puff and they singing songs together. I'm like, when the fuck? I'm like, Eric Bellinger done lived in the fucking LA his whole life. Now he with Puffing and shit. Next thing I know, I'm executive producing French Montana album. Why this all happening? The nigga had an album, the intro of the album, my tag was on it. He took my tag out of it, screamed at the intro, did all the shit or whatever. And I was like, damn, this nigga is really diabolical. Like, so I wasn't fucking with him. And then I'm in Mondrian. They still like working on the album in Miami. And then he signed, ultimately Jazzy was also on those demos. So I don't know if he knew Jazzy before, but it was also very surprising to me that now Jazzy is with Puff and this, that,
Wait. Jazzy was on some of those demos?
Yes.
Jazzy's fire too.
Yes, Jazzy's a super talented.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Miss you, Jazzy. We love you.
Yeah, so and I feel bad for you, Jazzy. You know what I'm saying?
Why you feel bad for her?
Cause man, she attached herself to the big homie, and then the shit that's going on.
This industry is nasty.
Respectfully,
all this shit is nasty.
So
You gotta stop that.
all of that
with
shit
that,
is
with
disgusting.
that being said, like I'm like, damn, and this the second time Puffton did this shit. Cause like when I was a kid, when I had Sexy Lady and all them songs, he called me to Daddy's house. He like, man, who producing your records? I'm like, me and my brother Rob Holiday. I signed him. He's doing this shit with me. Next thing I know, he signed Rob Holiday, and it's like in 2008. Put that nigga on Jets, turned the nigga against me, had him stop working with me, and all type of shit. So this is like a reoccurring type of thing.
So this nigga just been poaching motherfuckers from day one. Ever since Ryan Leslie, the nigga that came in, Josh Holiday, whoever the fuck he was, with Young Berg, goddamn, Cardiac, Eric Bellinger, like, every time they Hitmaka decided to try to come into this nigga's circumference, he cuts him out and then starts trying to work with all the other niggas from his circle. Interesante.
Thing, and then from there, it really hurt even more because now he dissected my records and took it, and I'm in Atlanta, and he had his A&R reached out to Tink's manager like, yeah, I think we want Tink on this R&B project and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, wait,
That would
what?
have been fire.
So of course I was
I'm
like,
serious. I'm not even joking.
nah,
Tink would have been fire on that. Bro.
I hate
What do you
it.
think about everything else he's saying though?
It might have been two Rob Holidays. Who knows?
I hate it. I hated
That was
on
Bob
that.
Holiday.
And then from there,
Y'all call him Rob.
yeah. When
Bro, I would
when
never speak to that nigga again. in my life.
Jazzy and Tink album dropped at the same time. Tink's last album, and Tink was #1. And then he called me. He like, nigga, you in good company. Jazzy #2, Tink #1. You in good company. I'm like, nigga, you in good company. What the fuck you talking about? I'm #1. What are you talking about? He like, nigga, you don't know the type of money I done spent. Nigga, you ain't gonna be in that spot for long. And shit, you know, I stayed in that spot and she didn't. But shout out to Puff. We never gonna rain on a black man, you know?
Man, shit.
Well, there's the account from Hitmaka talking about Diddy coming in and trying to poach his production team, songwriters, and vocalist team. Just to give you guys a little context, you know, because everybody's talking right now. Everybody's letting it be known what type of nigga he is, what type of shit he'd been on, whether it be his business practices, whether it be his sexual activities and homoerotic tendencies and stuff like that. Everybody's letting the chopper sing. I don't know how this nigga ain't been snatched up and thrown behind bars yet. This nigga must got goddamn Secret Service protection or something. He must got a goddamn pardon from Joe Biden prior that says this nigga must not be touched. He is untouchable until further notice, because this nigga is definitely ironclad. And that's the thing that made it so funny to me, is nobody done came up and jammed this nigga up. Ain't nobody did shit to him. But when the Cassie thing and all of that shit hit the net back in December, some kind of way niggas had some type of footage of Diddy and Miss Cara in the backyard by his pool. He was looking all distressed with his head down, looking like he crying and shit. And I'm like, this is a publicity stunt, nigga. Your house been locked down. So much shit done happened on the grounds of this house. Motherfuckers been allegedly SA'd. Motherfuckers done been drugged. Motherfuckers done been laced with fentanyl and ecstasy and all type of shit on the grounds of your house, which nobody has ever seen. But we conveniently get to see you crying in the backyard by the pool after niggas done raided your motherfucking pockets. Give me a motherfucking break. And we don't want no chocolate Kit Kats, nigga. Now let's get to this piping hot new energy from Tiffany Red. Okay? She's coming in very strong. She's crying. She's screaming. She's very irate. I don't know if I'm riding all the way 100% with Tiffany Red on this, but I want to play what she had to say, because she again says that she's going to be suing Diddy, Bad Boy Records, Love Records, and anyone else connected to Diddy in the coming weeks. So let's get into what she had to say. This is a 10-minute video. I'm going to try my best to let her speak, but I will pause it from time to time to give y'all either additional context or try to break down what she's saying, because she does get emotional. Bear with me, she's getting her bearings together. Come on with it. Let's get to it. She's setting up her tripod and stuff right now. Let me see if I can fast forward. God damn. Playing with your keys and shit, man. Come on.
I'm turning the comments off so I could just get through this. So, obviously, y'all know what's going on. There's a lot going on in the news. There's a new lawsuit filed yesterday by Rodney Jones against Sean Diddy Combs and countless other people. And I've gotten a lot of media requests. I've gotten a lot of DMs from the community. I've gotten a lot of questions. And so I thought I would just share it here, because I don't plan on doing any interviews. I don't plan on doing any, I don't want to. I'm exhausted with this, because I've been dealing with this behind the scenes since December for myself.
Now, I am going to stop here, because when she talks about what she's been dealing with since December, Tiffany Red is a friend, a close friend, and also collaborator of Cassie. So when the lawsuit came out from Cassie, Tiffany Red did speak out on her own. She did do some interviews and talk about some things. She did put out some accounts, personal accounts of her own, talking about how, she was part of the friend group that was protecting Cassie throughout her relationship with Diddy, how she was present with Cassie and Diddy at different parties and different situations where Diddy allegedly pulled Cassie away from when she was partying or having a good time with her friends, and where he forced her to go have sex with male sex workers and stuff like that and go be filmed and take drugs that she never wanted. So Tiffany Red did come out at that time and say that she witnessed, those times when he would pull her away. She witnessed times when she was pulled away where she ended up being physically abused in some sort of way, being beat up in the back of a car or something like that. We did see Diddy's former bodyguard assistant come out and give some credence to that story as well. He has since then, Mr. Roger Bond since then has stopped talking about it. He's been having his own sort of issues. I guess his son is locked up and out of the country or something, so he's been focusing more on that. I think he's got some his own impending health issues. So a lot of the stuff that's going on with Diddy is weird. It's weird stuff going on. People are they're half stepping with the information. They're coming out giving information and details, and then they eventually just stop talking. Maybe it's because of safety reasons. They don't want to be killed, hurt, put in a hospital or anything. But it's a lot of weird activity. So when she says that she's been dealing with this since December, it's because she is directly tied to the Cassie situation. The only thing about it is you willingly came out and decided to put out a press release and do interviews and talk about it at that time. So I don't think you get to play victim to something that you volunteered to share information about. That's just my perspective on it. I have a lot of respect for Tiffany Red. I have a lot of respect for her organization, the 100%ers. I have a lot of respect for mutuals between us in the industry. I don't know her personally, but there are a few people that I do know that know of her or know her personally, and I have a great deal of respect for them as well. So I'm trying not to be overly critical of what you're saying. I know that you come in typically with good intentions, but some of the stuff does seem a little bit convoluted in my personal opinion. I'm going to let you continue, though.
It was filed yesterday. Sorry, one of my friends just texted me because she's watching. It was filed yesterday. And so I just thought I'd let the cat out the bag because I just can't take it anymore and I'm tired of carrying this. I am suing Sean Combs too. I'm suing Sean Combs. I'm suing Interscope Records. I'm suing Bad Boy Entertainment. I'm suing Epic Records. And I don't know who else. I don't know if my lawyer is saying there's anybody else that's in there, but those are the people that I am suing.
She's suing the whole
I am suing for tortious interference, for all of the work that I have done that has been fucked because of all of this. Fucked. Let me put I'm back. Let's put my phone on Do Not Disturb. My work was fucked.
Before we move forward, I want to make sure that we get this clear on what tortious interference is, okay? Because she threw that out, and I think before we move forward, let's just get into the gist of what that actually means. Now, tortious interference, also known as the intentional interference with contractual relations in common law of torts, occurs when one person intentionally damages someone else's contractual or business relationships with a third party, causing economic harm. As an example, someone could use blackmail to induce a contractor into breaking a contract. They could threaten a supplier to prevent them from supplying goods or services to another party, or they could obstruct someone's ability to honor a contract with the client by deliberately refusing to deliver necessary goods. A tort of negligent interference occurs when one party's negligence damages the contractual or business relationship between others, causing economic harm, such as by blocking a waterway or causing a blackout that prevents the utility company from being able to uphold their existing contracts with consumers. Now, what Tiffany Red is talking about would generally be put in, I guess, somewhere in the relation of tortious interference with contract rights or tortious interference with a business relationship. I think business relationship would probably be the course that she's going for, being that she had a personal relationship with Cassie. She allegedly wrote an album for Cassie that never came out, which is why she's suing, and she said that her shit's been fucked up because she invested years into studio time, songwriting, etc., into a follow-up Cassie album, which would have been her second album after leaving Ryan Leslie. However, that album was never brought to fruition. All of the hard work that she put in and all of the actual records have been sitting in limbo for the past maybe like 9 years. Okay? So that's what's going on. That's why she's suing. I don't know what she expects to receive in damages for that, because there's so many albums in the music industry that never see the light of day, that never come out, that get canceled, get shelved, whatever the case may be. Most times you're not going to get compensated multi-millions of dollars for an album that just doesn't drop. A lot of times the label would just drop you from the label, allow you to continue your career. You're probably not going to get access to that music, but you're able to still roll about freely with your career. So that's why I'm kind of on the fence with what Tiffany Red is saying right now. It's not fully adding up for me, but let's let it keep rolling.
It was derailed. I spent years working with Cassie. Years. The music is incredible.
Yes, just like artists spent years writing music for Detox and it never came out. That's why I'm a little confused. Like, what are you actually standing to gain? Cassie's no longer signed to Diddy, I don't think. Cassie doesn't seem to be interested in putting out no type of music or anything. She's married to a billionaire. She got a hell of a big payout off of the lawsuit from Diddy. She's been laying low. It doesn't seem like she gives two fucks about the music industry or the music that she related and recorded during the time being signed. So what is the benefit for you? Why are you coming out? Why are you inserting yourself into this situation? Again, that I ask that out of love and respect. I'm not asking this to say you're clout chasing. But I just want to get a further understanding on what your personal gain is from this, because it's not your music. You don't own the music. You did write it, which means that you would be entitled to publishing, but there's countless songs, albums, demos, etc. that never see the light of day and nobody gets to sue about it.
It's all fuck now. It's got all this nastiness all over it. I can't tell you what I felt like when I found out this is what was going on. I can't tell you what I felt like when I found out that my music was playing in the background. That the reason why this nigga called me emotional singing bitch is because he was listening to a demo of me singing while he was doing God knows what with my fucking friend.
I don't know, man. I think the main intention here should be ensuring the safety of your friend. I mean, she was the one that was being sexually assaulted. She was the one that was being wrongfully drugged. She was the one that was being forced to have sex with strangers. What does any of that have to do with you and your music that you wrote for her? I think the main concern should be Cassie's safety and the fact that she's able to move about freely with life. This is not adding up for me on this one.
I have been dealing with this shit since 2015. This has been some of the most traumatizing and terrifying moments in my fucking life. And to watch the world cackle and joke and people sending memes back and forth and all y'all in my DMs like, Tiff, did you see this? Like I'm fucking blind. Like I didn't just sit on NBC and speak with Chloe about my experiences. Are y'all fucking kidding me? So cat's out the bag. I'm suing too. That's why I haven't been answering your questions. You want to know why I haven't been in LA? You want to know why Tiffany Red is not outside doing 100% her activations? Because I don't feel safe. That's why. Because I don't want to endanger my team, the people around me.
But that's the thing. You came out and inserted yourself into the Cassie thing. I don't recall your name being mentioned in Cassie's lawsuit. Like, you decided to come to her defense, which is fine as a friend. But did Cassie ask you to come out and say anything? Because Cassie's stuff was already settled within 24 hours. It wasn't like she needed anybody to come advocate on her behalf because Diddy fucking folded immediately. So when you're talking about putting your team or putting yourself at risk, it feels a little bit like you threw yourself into the fire to become a martyr for some reason, but I don't understand why. Like, now, if this is a strictly financial thing, hey, get your money, black woman. If that's strictly about the dollar, you want to be compensated for the work that you put in for the Cassie album, and you think that there's a case that you could come up off of that, do you? But in this situation, do you really feel like the risk is worth the reward? I don't know. I can't answer that for you.
LA? Are you kidding? New York? Are you kidding? How is it safe for me the moment that I speak up? I just got a DM from Chalice for posting, trying to accuse me of defamation for my last post. That was a post of fucking Billboard. That was a post of some shit that was filed in a lawsuit yesterday. That's public domain. Fuck y'all. I will not be intimidated. I will not be intimidated. You ain't gonna sue me for shit, because I ain't do shit. And I don't believe y'all neither. I don't believe you. Your story don't make sense. You know how many times I've worked at Chalice?
And Chalice gotta fall the fuck back, man. That nigga got shot. That nigga G got shot in the premises of y'all studio. That nigga was allegedly shot by Diddy and his motherfucking son. The LAPD showed up to investigate the shooting, and still y'all niggas was able to get away with this fake ass story that this man was shot outside by a random drive-by shooter, when all the blood, all the evidence, all the clothing, all of the motherfucking paper towels and shit in the toilet was inside the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand what Chalice seems to gain to try to intimidate her. Chalice should be laying low. Everybody that work at motherfucking Chalice recording studio should be shaking in their motherfucking chaps right now, to be honest.
You gotta buzz the front door, then you gotta buzz the next door, then you gotta ask somebody what session you going through. You think that somebody can just run in who's just got shot? That shit don't even make no fucking sense. Explain all the blood in the bathroom. Explain it. Explain it. I'm not defaming nobody.
I'm with you on that.
All the media that's reaching out, stop reaching out to me. I'm not doing no interviews about Puff. I'm exhausted with talking about Puff. I've been talking about Puff since the end of last year. I'm sick of it. This is not my life.
So why did you make it your life? That's why it's hard for me to fully ride with you. Like, 1 minute it's all good. I get it. It makes sense. But then the next, you play victim to something that you inserted yourself into where nobody asked you to come in. Nobody knew that you were even a part of Cassie's team. Nobody knew that you were writing. I mean, maybe some people in the industry that were behind the scenes. But as far as the general public goes, I mean, you were pretty much anonymous. Then you inserted yourself into the Beyonce conversation, and then you got mad at people that criticized you for your opinion on that. Like, again, I support you. I support your organization, but I think in some instances, a little bit of anonymity might work in your favor. Sometimes not commenting on everything just because it may have some sort of proximity to you. You know what I'm saying? Proximity doesn't mean that it's actually yours to retain ownership over, or to try to put yourself into it, because clearly you're not really built for the blowback that comes with it. And I'm not saying that you're weak or that you're less than in any type of way, but it seems that you don't like the negative press. You don't like the negative attention that you're garnering and gaining from this situation. So why keep putting yourself back out there to do the same shit and get the same results? That's where things feel a little funny for me.
Not the shit. I didn't do none of this shit. But now I'm stuck in this fuck shit.
And you weren't signed to Bad Boy. Your name wasn't in Lil Rod's lawsuit. You had nothing to do with the Love album. You had nothing to do with none of the songwriting on that. That man is looking for his payday. That man is looking for his retribution. That man had dicks getting slid up on him. That man had grown-ass men touching his anus, touching his genitalia, touching on his body. That man was sexually assaulted by Young Miami's cousin. He was just sitting his ass on a toilet, and this girl decides she want to try to put her mouth on his nuts. That's not what you dealt with. So why are you coming out with so much fervor, so much anger, when the people that actually went through these incidents and went through these motherfucking traumatic experiences are doing the formal work, the legal work to make sure that they get taken care of. All you're doing is coming out and talking and screaming. I'm sorry. I hate to say that.
Supposed to not say shit. Fuck that. Fuck that. Because I didn't do nothing but fucking write records that are fucking incredible. That are fucking incredible.
I believe that.
And what did these niggas do? Waste my fucking time.
Yeah.
Waste my talents.
Fair.
Throw me away. And y'all expect me to be fucking quiet?
Yes, I do. Because I think you would value your friendship with Cassie, of somebody who went through years, a decade of abuse, a decade of being drugged, a decade of being forced into sexual relationships that she never wanted. I think that would be a little bit more important than the usage of some songs you wrote. I understand that you may have put time in, effort, and whatever creativity that goes into that, but I'm sorry, that holds no comparison and no bearing to physical, emotional, mental abuse that somebody had to go through every single fucking day of their life while they were in a relationship with a diabolical, wretched human being. I'm sorry, there's no way you're gonna convince anybody with common sense to feel more for you than for Cassie. I'm sorry.
An interview? This is my life. In real life. That's Lil Rod's life. In real life. That's Cassie's life. In real life. And all this shit y'all doing on the internet is putting everybody in danger.
Again, this is a false misnomer. People on the internet are not putting you, Lil Rod, or Cassie in danger. The internet, what does become dangerous is the fact that these lawsuits are now public information. But that's the blogs, that's Rolling Stone, that's Variety, that's the Hollywood Reporter, that's Vogue, that's all of these big publications, these big mainstream publications. They're the ones that are releasing the details on these lawsuits. They're the ones that are disseminating the information. They're the ones that have all the firepower to put this information out to millions of people at the drop of a fucking hat. That's not everyday regular people on the internet. That's not regular users that are on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, etc. Yes, some people are reporting on it, such as myself, but my voice is nowhere near the megaphone that even you have, where you're out here screaming, and it's nowhere near the megaphone that these major publications have in trying to inform people about the same incident that y'all are trying to become compensated for. So to me, it sounds like a double-edged sword that you're not willing to be punctured by.
I'm not outside because it's dangerous. You tell me who else gets to be accused of all kind of this kind of shit that ain't gonna get picked up and be in jail already?
Great question.
What did George Floyd die for?
I don't think it was for Diddy.
Some fake ass money. That's all it took. And all of this nigga still outside, and y'all want me to come to...
I'm really confused on the correlation between a George Floyd and a Lil Rod Diddy situation. I'm sorry. I know you're emotional, but that comparison didn't make no sense.
Meetings? Y'all want me to go do shit? Are you fucking serious? This is not a drill. This is real. This is real life. I'm exhausted with this shit, y'all. I am exhausted with this shit. And I'm so hurt. And I'm so sad. I can't believe I'm about to cry on the internet. But I'm so hurt and I'm so sad because for the last 4 years, all I've been trying to do is make this shit better. This is the reason why I quit. Y'all ask me why I don't write songs anymore. This is why. This shit has made me want to kill myself. I'm fighting suicidal ideations as we speak. Because this is no way to live.
I do feel sorry for you. I mean, I don't want anyone to, have to deal with suicidal ideations or think about harming yourself in any kind of way. I don't think that's okay. But at the same token, I think it might be best for you to take a self-imposed sabbatical. Take yourself a break. I understand that the music industry has perverted a lot of situations. It's taken what was pure to a lot of us, a labor of love, and basically flipped it on its heel for a lot of us. Like a lot of people thought that we were going to come into the music industry, we were going to meet these moguls, these superstars, we were going to be able to rub shoulders with these people, work on music, have a great time, have nice times in the club, become superstars, make money, and just live the dream. And for a lot of people, that dream became a nightmare. For a lot of people, that dream became a fucking, just endless terrorism against them for years. I don't know Tiffany Red's life. It definitely sounds like she's endured some traumatic experiences in this industry. So I do want to have some sensitivity towards that. I do want to have some understanding towards that. But again, you can't keep putting yourself out here. You can't keep putting yourself in harm's way if that's what you feel you're doing, and then regretting it instantly. You know what I'm saying? At a certain point, you got to stay out of it. I think for your mental health, you got to let these things play out for how they're going to play out. Again, Cassie didn't need you. At this point, Lil Rod doesn't need you in his corner. Lil Rod has a legal team. Lil Rod has a 70-page lawsuit. Lil Rod has names, dates, locations, and everything inside his lawsuit that will stand up to the law much stronger than you possibly could. Okay? So it might be time for you to go ahead and just take a break. You're already not writing for people. You know what I'm saying? You've stopped writing. You've created whole new terms and conditions for anybody that wants to commission you for work, which means that they got to pay you thousands upon dollars, thousands of dollars for you to even entertain writing for somebody. I think that was a good policy that you put into place. But you coming out screaming, you coming out blaming people for other folks' problems, I don't think that's the right way to go about this. And honestly, I don't think you inserting yourself into this Lil Rod situation is doing you any favors either. And I'm still trying to understand what you expect to gain financially off of the Cassie album that was never released. What type of financial value are they going to put on unreleased music? Like, are they supposed to recoup you off of the advances that she received or something? That it's not making any sense to me.
This is no way to live. I just wanted to do records. I just wanted to write songs. I did not sign up for this shit. I was not raised like this. I don't want to do the drugs. I don't want to fuck. You want to know why I don't got a bunch of hits for all y'all that are like, she ain't got no hits? Them hits was behind me laying on my back, bitch. That's why I don't got them records. Because I'm not willing to get fucked. Because I got a daddy that'll hurt you. And I care about my family. So I'm not going to put my family in that position.
And I 100% believe you made the right decision to not lay on your back in order to get hit records placed with big artists. I think that was the best move. I think that was best for you physically. I think that was best for you mentally. I think that was best for you professionally. So nobody could have that over you. However, again, these are the decisions that you made. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all want to make more money. We all want to have hit records. We all got different sets of visions for our lifestyle, whether that be financially, economically, whatever it is. But it's just hard for me sometimes to really fully empathize with people that know what's on the other side of the curtain. You go to the other side of the curtain, you see what you already knew was there. You come back to the other side of the curtain to tell people what happened over there. But then you act like we did you wrong. Like we led you astray. We didn't do that. I didn't. Like, I'm an artist. I'm a songwriter. I haven't written for nobody close to no Diddy, no Cassie, no Lil Rod, no Jazzy, no Hitmaker, no none of these niggas. But I'm still happy and I'm still fulfilled in my life, and I still feel excited about my life's work because I have not compromised myself. I have not compromised my integrity. If I gotta write songs for TV and film and put out my own little independent projects for the rest of my career and just make money off of doing that, make money off of doing YouTube, make money off of consultations and teaching artists and shit like that, I'm going to be happy and I'm gonna ride this motherfucker till the wheels fall off. And more people have to be willing to make that stand, hold your motherfucking nuts, and understand the industry cannot and will not dictate your future. It cannot and will not dictate your success if this is something that you really want. And I personally believe that that is the ethos and the energy and the reason why you started the 100%ers to begin with. 100%er in the music industry is somebody that can write their own music, produce their own music, go in the studio and record their own music, not need no help from nobody. And if you're fully independent like that, fuck Diddy. Fuck them songs you did for Cassie. Fuck them songs you wrote for all these other people, because you possess the talent. You possess the golden ticket that everybody else wants a piece of. You are the most valuable motherfucker in the room, in any room you walk into, but you're going to have to harness that value on your own. And that's just the bottom line of it. And that's not me talking directly just to Tiffany Red. That's to anybody in the music industry that got an unfair shake. Anybody in the music industry that may be looking like, damn, is this something I really want to do? Niggas be over there getting fucked. You have to make the decision for yourself what side of the game you want to be on. Do you want to be canoodling with motherfuckers and live this facade? Or do you really want to have long-standing success that you can look yourself into the mirror and be proud of yourself? Those are two different things. Those are two different routes and two different mentalities of business that you're going to have to look into depending on which route you think is best for you. I'm going to let you finish, Miss Tiffany Red, and I'm going to sign out.
So I quit the thing I love, the thing I'm amazing at, the thing that God blessed me with. We don't deserve this, y'all. There's so many people getting hurt just trying to make music that do not deserve this. So there you have it. I'm suing Puff. I'm suing Interscope. I'm suing Epic. I'm suing Bad Boy for all the music that I have written for Cassie that was derailed. I'm suing for my career that they took from me, that I earned, that I worked for. And for all of y'all who don't have the courage to do what I'm doing, to do what Little Rod is doing, to do what Cassie is doing, shut the fuck up.
I just don't understand how they robbed you of your career when you weren't signed to none of those labels. That's the only thing, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think of this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the post notification bell for all updates. It looks like this Diddy thing is definitely going to be ongoing. It looks like there's probably going to be more people in the coming days and weeks that are going to come out and have some sort of story or account towards this. There's countless people in the industry that have been taken advantage of by Diddy, Bad Boy Records, etc. There's so many stories. We know this. This shit been around for 20 some odd years, but the floodgates are officially open. It's now safe to talk about Diddy because of all of these lawsuits, all of these people that are trying to get money out of him. And I think rightfully so, pay these people what the fuck you owe them, since you're not going to give them time back. You're not going to be able to give them, you know, the experience that they were robbed of in the music industry. You're a billionaire, nigga. You got your billions off of other people's backs and mistreating them. I don't give a fuck if they empty out your shit in order to pay these people and make them whole. Get the shit done. Then you could take your ass to the 5th chamber of hell. You could take your ass to cell block Diddy if you need to. Eat that motherfucking Jack Mac and tuna fish and just finish out your life miserably. I think that is the perfect answer for you, okay? Again, I will see y'all on the next one. Much love and respect, y'all. Enjoy y'all evening. I will see y'all tomorrow, okay? Peace, y'all.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I've been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.